Okay, another 10 minutes of looking at the clock. So we have to wait for that to get to the 8, and then I think it was IV, the red one was on. It's been a whole 30 seconds. It's good, time's moving quicker. It's a bit later than what it was yesterday when I last looked at the clock, so I'll be a little quieter and tireder now. This is the Roman numeral clock. Next one is the Swiss clock, as it says down there. And that'll be another 10 minutes. I suppose I'll just keep doing different clocks, and rather than doing the same clock over and over again, make a change. This is a Roman numeral clock now. And I'm just gonna watch it for 10 minutes. X is 10. X with an I in front of it is 11. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's interesting. The first one is a 1, or sort of. It's like a line representing 1. Then you put the 2, another one next to it, and that makes 2 of them. So you got 1 and 1. Then add another 1 and 1 and 1. So you have 3. And then they changed it with the 4. So now, well, the V represents 5. So they put a 1 behind it to represent 4. So it's like 1 minus 5 is 4. Or it is representing a timeline. If you put them all next to each other, you'd have 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1, 1, then 1 and a V. Although that doesn't make sense. So what if it's a timeline? No, that doesn't make sense. No, it's not a timeline. It's just, it's more like 1 minus 5. 1 minus V equals 4, so that's what it is. So V, and then you put 1 in front of it, it's like a plus. V plus 1 is 6, and then V plus 1, 1 is 7, V plus 1, 1, 1 is 8. And then you got X1, or 1X. And the X is the 10. So it's the same thing, 10 minus 1 is 9. And you got the X. Then you got X1 and X2 and then X3, and then it's probably XV or XIV. Yeah, that's probably what it is, XIV for 14. So I'm waiting for it to get to the 8. The long hand, yeah, I think they're called long hand, short hand, and I don't know what the second hand is called. I haven't looked it up. Yeah, wait for the red hand to get to the IV, possibly. Or, yeah, I think it was the IV. And the minute hand to get to the 8. Yes, the 1, 2, 3 is interesting. And then they change it. I'm not sure a V represents 5 because it's like 2 lines. It's like you bring the 2 together, sort of squeezing them at the bottom. If you squeeze them with your squeeze the bottom part with your thumbs, your thumb and finger, and it would make the 5. Squish it together. I don't know how that represents a 5. You'd think it would be 5 lines. And then the X, it's like the 2 as well. If you broke them in half, or pulled them past each other and then squeezed them together in the middle, it would make that. Actually, you could just, yeah, imagine you squeeze it together in the middle, you'll make the X. Yeah, so if you want to make a 5, squeeze the bottom. And then if you want to make a 10, squeeze the middle. I suppose they're like little columns, pillars, they look like. And it only goes up to 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 5, or 1 V. You've got V, and then VI, VII, and VIII. Yeah, VIII. And then you got IX. And then you got X, XI, XII, and then XIII. I'm not sure if a number comes before the 1. Maybe that's what it is. You see the 1 there. You imagine the second one is, well, the first one is the original 1, then you've added on a 1. Same 3. Okay, on the 3, the first 1 is the original 1, and you've added on a 2 to that. And then the VI, or the IV, the first 1 is the original 1, and then you've added on a V to that. Then you got a V. And then on the VI, that would be the original V, and you're adding a 1 onto it. And then on that, the 7V and original V with adding the 2, and then that, adding the 3. And then you've got the IX. So you've got the original 1 again, and then you're adding on an X to it. And then you've got an X. Then you've got the original X, and you're adding on a 1 to it, and so on. Yes. Now if you look at it that way, I suppose. Or you could look at it, no, I was going to say you could look at it, the XI there, the I is the original 1, and then the X has been put behind it. But that wouldn't make as much sense. Nearly there. Oh, this 10 minutes has gone by somewhat quickly after I got thinking about the numerals. I wonder if... No, I think I don't have to wait for it to get to the VIII. I think that would be 11 minutes if I did that, because it wasn't exactly on the VI. It was in the middle, so all I've got to do is wait for the red to get to that, and then I'll turn it off. And if I'm right, it's been 10 minutes exactly. If I'm wrong, it's been 9 minutes. If I'm wrong, then I'll do 11 minutes next time. So I will turn it off right now.